I'm Jenna LaGrange, and this is Embracing the Chaos. What is up, you guys, and welcome to episode 6. To those that have been listening weekly, I really appreciate you. On this week's episode, we are talking about that terrible inner voice. I've built businesses, I've fought in the ring, I've served in a variety of different uniforms, and still, there are some days where I look in the mirror and I hear that voice. You are not enough. You don't belong here or at this level. And it is something I struggle with regularly. It's something that I don't necessarily know how to handle all the time. And I do rely on others to help guide me through some of those episodes and when they affect me. So, one of the most notable times that I notice it is when I'm getting ready to step into the ring. I've got an opponent. I'm looking at their picture, doing my research on what they like to do, and I'm looking at these women training and fighting and stalking their social medias or whatever it may be. And in the back of my mind, I always sit there and think, man, do I even belong in the ring with this girl? She's phenomenal. She's out here killing it. Cardio's on point, this or that. And I look at myself and I doubt myself. I doubt my training. I doubt everything that I'm doing. And I sit there in the back of my mind and I look at myself like I'm an imposter. Like, why are you doing this? You don't belong. You don't belong in that ring. You don't belong wherever it may be. And it's something I deal with regularly. And it's not just getting in the ring, but it's all aspects of my life. I teach Muay Thai classes, and when I'm in front of a group of people in class, I sit there and think, do I belong here? Like, Jack has so much knowledge, and I know he belongs there, and I know he belongs teaching. And then I look at myself, and I'm like, man, I don't think I belong here. And in those moments, because like I said, it's not just getting in the ring, it's teaching classes, it's my military career. When people compliment me, whether it may be, oh, hey, you're out here killing it, you're doing great, or I'm doing well in my military career or my life as a whole, I immediately go to self-doubt. I'm like, no, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that praise for what I am doing at that time. It's something that I struggle with severely. Where I think that comes from, where it stems from, I think it stems from my childhood and never being enough for the individual that helped raise me. I think that always sits in the back of my mind that no matter how good I did at something, it was never good enough. And because of that, I think that I am not good enough and that I don't belong in the positions that I'm in. Like right, doing this podcast. I'm sitting here as I am doing this podcast thinking, man, do I even have a right to be doing this? Why? What makes me any more different than somebody else on the street who has a lot more experiences, life experiences than I do? That self-doubt is murderous. It can just tear you down completely and stop you dead in your tracks. And like I've said multiple times so far, this is something I deal with more than I would care to admit. I deal with it in every aspect of my life. And how do I fight against that? How do you How do you stop yourself from thinking that you are not enough when that's all you've ever known? And that's something I'm still trying to navigate and figure out because I deal with it every day, whether it's doing photography, whether it's parenting, military related, normal compliments like, hey, your podcast, it's so cool. I love listening to it. And in my mind, I'm like, but do I deserve to be doing this? So, ways that I fight against it. One, Jack is a huge proponent in that for me when I start to self doubt in everything, anything that I'm doing, and I'm like, man, I don't think I should be doing this, or I don't belong here. He reminds me of why I do belong. I do belong in the gym teaching classes because I do know what I'm talking about. I've been around the Muay Thai community and I've learned so much, and I do have the right to teach it. I do belong in that space. Do I know everything? Absolutely not. Honestly, who does? Who does know everything about parenting, about Muay Thai, about military, about photography? You don't. And that is one of the biggest ways I fight against that imposter syndrome is that not not one person in this world knows everything about a specific topic. There might be one person in a million that knows literally everything about one very specific topic, but that's all they know. I don't just dabble in one specific thing, I do dabble in quite a few different things. So I'm a master of none, but I dabble in a lot. And I think that's what makes me qualified to do what I'm doing. I'm doing this podcast not just to share these struggles that I go through to be real with the world, but I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for myself as almost like therapy. Talking about this imposter syndrome because it is something that I've been dealing with for so long and I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And it's never going to go away. It's one of those things that I've accepted that these second thoughts, doubts, whatever you want to call them, imposter syndrome, any of that is never going to go away. But it's how I respond to those thoughts and how I work through those moments that matter. And that's what I want to share. So, fighting, I deal with it all the time. The minute I get anybody that decides to step in the ring for me, I'm like, oh my God, they're better than me. I don't deserve to be here. It is something that makes Jack so mad when I go through it, but it makes me giggle at the same time. But I also think that that's what's kept my ego in check because fighters, their egos are just out of this world. And I do think that they need to be checked every now and again. And that is my way of preventing myself from becoming not, I'm confident, but not overly confident, not egotistical, not coming off cocky. There you go. That's what I'm looking for, the word cocky. I want to come off confident. I want to come off strong. And I think it's a very fine line and a hard balance. I just have to remember that those self-doubt, they can't control everything. So resetting myself when those thoughts come in and thinking to myself little mantras. I do belong here. I do belong in this ring. And another way that I kind of combat this is to realize to doubt myself and my training is to doubt Jack and Jack's teachings. And that is how I fight through my Muay Thai teaching and fighting imposter syndrome is to realize that I've learned from one of the best and that I've not only trained with Jack, I've been able to train in Thailand, I've been able to train with other instructors and experience a lot of great things. And my way to fight against it is to think if I doubt myself, then I doubt all those that I've trained with or had the opportunity to train with. So that is one way that I do fight against that imposter syndrome when it comes to Muay Thai and being in the ring. Now, fighting it when it comes to photography and parenting, those are tough. Photography is a dog eat dog world. I've met some great photographers though that have shared wonderful insights and given me phenomenal feedback. And again, I look at it as if I'm doubting my photography work, then I'm doubting those that have helped me along the way. And I think for me, I respect a lot of people and I respect those that have helped me get to where I am today. And keeping those people in mind is what helps me not doubt myself. I care about others and I don't want my self doubt to bleed over and affect those people. Now, could it? Probably not. But in my mind, it does because I respect those people so much and I don't want to doubt them because I know that they know what they're talking about. So I 100% apply that same theory to literally everything, my military experiences. I've gotten to where I am because of the people that I've surrounded myself with. I've surrounded myself with phenomenally smart people who have shared great things with me along the way. And again, to doubt myself, doubt my abilities is to doubt those people. And that is just something I can't accept and something that I won't accept. When it comes to parenting, I doubt myself all the time. I'm sorry, what parents don't? There are absolutely no perfect parents out there. I make plenty of mistakes and I grow regularly. And there are times when I look at my children and I'm like, Lord, am I qualified to be teaching these kids anything? No, probably not. But here we are. We're learning together and we're thriving in the chaos in that world. And that's one of those topics that I am still trying to figure out how to navigate that doubt or that imposter syndrome when it comes to my parenting styles or the way that my children are raised. So, again, I think this all really stems from my childhood, how I was raised, and my inability to not self doubt or believe in myself. And I do use others as my way to kind of fight against that. I have not found another way to really push back against when those thoughts come in. When they do hit, I have to stop. I have to think about it. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this horrible negative thing about myself? Like you're not good enough. You don't belong here at this level. And I need to get to kind of the root cause as to why I'm doing that. Using others as my way to kind of fight against that, I think is good for short term, and I think it's good because I care about others greatly and I don't want to ever let anybody down. Now, is that the right answer? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's just what I've found that works for me. I am deeply rooted in helping others. That is like my center calling. And I think it's why I've been called into law enforcement, into the Muay Thai stuff, teachings, because it's my ability to help others and help them through things. So I've turned that around and thus it's helping me by using those people and not wanting to disappoint or let them down or let them think that I doubt them because I don't. I know that they are extremely knowledgeable people and I respect it more than anything. So by respecting those people and what they are teaching me has helped me turn around and not doubted myself and given myself just a little bit more respect. Now, it's not perfect because I do still struggle um, pretty heavily with this one. It's a topic I'm sure we'll come back to, and it's a topic that I know a lot of people actually fight with. I know a lot of people that struggle with this within the fight community. It's something that I've discussed with people that I've actually fought with in the past, where I sat down and I'm like, hey man, do you deal with imposter syndrome or doubting that you should be in the ring with people? Because it's something I struggle with a lot. What do you do and how do you work through those thoughts? And I've been given a lot of wonderful advice along the way, from listening to meditation to listening to like mantras where it's repeating, I'm gonna win, I am strong, I am smart, I belong, and among several other statements along those lines where it's telling you to believe in yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest struggles, is believing in yourself. And my way to, again, to fight against it is to think, if I doubt myself, I doubt those that have taught me. And that is something that I just cannot allow to happen. And it has helped me kind of push back against the imposter syndrome. So, with this podcast, I'm going to toss out a little poll. I would love if everybody could go on there and answer what is one of your ways to fighting against imposter syndrome in your day-to-day life, in the gym, and anything that you're doing to fight against those thoughts of self-doubt or imposter syndrome. Um, because I would love to hear from the audience a little bit on this one. So I really thank you for listening to this episode, and I cannot wait to read your comments and hear how others fight against this horrible inner voice that I know that we all have. So next week's episode, I'm going to give you a little tid here. I'm going to be sharing the story of finding out the man who raised me since I was a wee little child wasn't actually my bio dad. I was about 23 when I found out, and how I did end up finding my bio dad and how that really changed my life. So, leaving you on a little bit of a cliffhanger to hopefully hook you back in to make you listen to next week's episode. So, with that, stay loud, stay weird, and always embrace the chaos.